Welcome, and thank you for joining us on this presentation about a strong authentication solution known as Authasas. In this video, we will demonstrate how the software handles user authentication, enrollment, client configuration, logging, and integrated single sign-on. So let's take a look at how Authasas approaches strong authentication. Approaching the login screen, we notice an additional drop-down list. This is a customizable list that users can utilize to select which authenticator they want to log in with. In this current drop-down list, we have fingerprint, cards, which also prompt for a PIN, and the traditional password. For the sake of this demonstration, we're going to log in with a fingerprint. I previously registered the administrator account to authenticate using the index finger on my right hand. Bringing that finger to the device, the software will identify my fingerprint and automatically log in for me. And here we are. So you've seen how users can authenticate, but how do you enroll users? There are two methods that you can use in Authasas to enroll users within the software. In the case of a proximity card, where it's something that you have, you can have an administrator enroll users from the domain controller where the Authenticore server is installed. Or in the case of where you're employing biometric devices, you can actually have users register themselves from the client machines. So now we're going to demonstrate enrollment from the client machine, a process that would assist in the rollout of biometric authentication. So we're going to log in with another user. Please note that this user at this time does not have any form of strong authentication. Notice how Authasas recognizes this. It is now asking us if we would like to enroll. Let's go to the authenticators. We'll click Enroll, and this time we'll choose Fingerprint. Notice how the biometric device is now polling for a fingerprint. Let's go ahead and test that. The authenticators match. We'll save it. Now let's see if we can log in with that. We'll go ahead and log off. We'll now select fingerprint from the drop-down list, and we'll present our finger. Notice how we are able to log in immediately. So let's go back to the domain controller and now take a look at this user's object. We'll click on another user's properties. Please notice there's an additional Authasas Users tab. This allows administrators to come in and customize a user based on what they see fit. You can also take a look at the authenticators that they've enrolled. Here, we can clearly see that the fingerprint has been registered under the user's object, allowing this user to log in to any device that has Authasas installed upon it. Now we're going to demonstrate how an administrator would enroll a user with a proximity card. First, we'll click on the Active Directory Users and Computers shortcut. Here, we'll create a new user. We'll give them a short, simple password, and we won't force them to change it upon their first login. Notice this new screen is a custom screen from Authasas. It basically allows you to determine whether or not you want the user to authenticate with a hardware device. In this case, we do. You have the option to generate a random password for the account so that the user exclusively has to use some form of strong authentication. In this particular instance, we don't necessarily want that, because what happens if the user forgets their proximity card? They need to be able to log in with the username and password. Notice you also have the ability to limit the number of authenticators and how much control the user has over what they can do with those. The next page is the actual enrollment page. Here's where we're going to enroll the card. Notice at the new window, we have a drop-down list where we can choose what type of authentication we want to give them. We'll select the card. We're now prompted to present the card to the reader. And here, if your environment requires a PIN, you can enter one. We'll keep it short and sweet for now. So let's go ahead and test. I'll remove the card from the reader, and we'll see if the authenticators match up. I'll present the card to the reader, and I'll re-enter my PIN. The authenticators match, so we're all good. We'll now save this authenticator. And now we're finished with our user creation. So now, let's test out that card we just enrolled. I'll present it to the reader. Notice how it's asking for a PIN. I'll re-enter the PIN that I used during the enrollment process. And there we are. That's all I had to do. I'm now logging into this Windows 7 client for the first time. For client configuration, Authasas leverages group policy objects so that administrators can easily customize client machines at an enterprise level through a templatized approach. Notice how the customization objects are logically separated into 3 folders. Each item contains a description that fully details its operation and how the parameters modify its functionality. When it comes to logging, Authasas is capable of answering the who, what, when, where, and how for access attempts. The software comes standard with its own logging server, capable of logging events at an enterprise level. Let's take a look at a few sample events to see how Authasas stores its data. Here, we can see that the administrator account within the Authasas domain attempted to log in using a fingerprint. However, the authentication failed. This event occurred at 1:58 p.m. on September 20th, 2012, on the Win 7 machine within the Authasas domain. Above, we can see that moments later, the same account managed to successfully log in using a fingerprint again, so perhaps the reader just misread the print the first time. Finally, let's talk about the single sign-on. And now take a look at this doesn't natively support single sign-on. Their developers have worked closely with the developers at NetIQ to seamlessly integrate Authasas with the NetIQ secure login. Many competitors out there offer single sign-on capabilities out of the box. However, much of that ability is limited to mere credential ejection alone. What happens when a password expires, or a user needs to change their password or has one changed for them? How is that handled? Let's take a look at the integrated Authasas Novell Secure Login solution. For Novell Secure Login, we currently have a template created for Google Mail, so let's head there. Notice, when the web page loads, we're prompted for a fingerprint. When we present our finger to the reader, our username and password is automatically injected for us, and we're logged in. It's nice, but it can be done elsewhere. Let's show you what can't. Let's say a user's password expires, or they want to change it. Here we'll go to Security, and we'll click the Change Password button. Notice how Novell Secure Login automatically enters our old password and generates a new one for us. The only thing the user has to do is confirm that their password has been successfully updated. Isn't that cool? Let's go ahead and verify that that worked properly. We'll sign out of our account. Notice that we're prompted for a fingerprint once more. When we present it, we're now logged in with the new password. Thank you for watching our video. If you have questions or would like more information on this or any of our other solutions, please visit us at gca.net or at our identity and access management site, actionidentity.com. Thank you for watching our video. If you have questions or would like more information on this or any of our other solutions, please visit us at gca.net or at our identity and access management site, actionidentity.com.